Despite concerted efforts by Kenya and other sub-Saharan African countries to embrace gender equality in their constitution, many women are still reluctant to participate in elective politics. What can we do to encourage their participation and to conform to the dictates of the constitution in Kenya?
What can we do to get
women in Kenya to really participate in, to embrace gender equality in the constitution? Many women are reluctant to engage in elective politics. So how can we inspire them?
I've spent a lot of time on that with Mrs. Thatcher, as you can guess. When I took over the vice chairmanship, which she asked me to take on as vice chairman of the Conservative Party with special responsibility for women, there were 650 potential candidates for Parliament, of which 8 were women. And so I met all 8, and they begged to be got off the list. They said they hadn't wanted to go on at all. They'd only agreed for their names to go on so that the list didn't look completely unacceptable. So we began from the beginning. And the question was how to persuade my fellow women exactly to take this question seriously. Right. I think the key is to recognize that women are monstrously busy. Busier than men, if I could say so, very often. Because most women, many women, have children, have husbands, have families. On top of that, they probably have parents, uncles, aunts, everything else. And when things go wrong, most often, it's the woman who has to go and do something. So women are very, very busy, in a sense, by accident of being the ones who give birth, the ones who, therefore, spend more time looking after people. 80% of all health services globally, to prove my point, are taken up by women. 80%, not by the women themselves, but by the people we're looking after. So that's not, if you like it, a sexist comment, it's a practical comment. Therefore, in order to tempt other women to spend time, precious time on politics, you have to persuade other women, which is not difficult if you're a politician, that it really matters, that it's something that really will have an impact. Because women are so busy, the last thing women want to do is spend time that is wasted. There may be something more important to do down the road that you've got to do. So I spent a lot of time successfully, I have to say, in explaining to other women why if you don't give maybe 5 minutes a month to politics, never complain when you don't get the legislation you want. Never, ever grumble if something comes out of Parliament or even the local council that is contraindicative to your view of life, or your region, or your village, or something. If you want change, you have to do something about it. And in that sense, you have to follow the man. And so I spent a huge amount of time. I targeted a particular age group. I chose 35 to 50-year-olds, because these are really serious professional women. As you were talking about professional women, that's when women have to make that mark in that age group. And they may also have other responsibilities, or they may not. So if you can persuade women of that age group, just to give a little bit of time, then you have to make absolutely sure you have to find proper tasks for them to do. It's not any good just asking women to come to a meeting and sit and listen, or make the tea, or do the collection, or something. They won't have proper jobs. So I spent a lot of time on this, and it worked. The 35 to 50-year-old female vote for the party I was working for, Mrs. Thatcher's party, the Conservative Party, rose for almost the first time in history in the next election as women got involved and other votes of ladies dropped. So it's a question of persuading other women with real examples of why it matters. And of course it matters, because if you don't get involved, someone else will get involved. They won't have your ideas. They may have awful ideas. They may have better ideas, of course, but that's up to you to improve your ideas. And if you want change, if you want society to be different, you've got to get involved. Politics is the way.